this bout racing. Project E. Finally, you show yourself. That's an FD. What's that? An H6?
What's going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to Project Zangetsu. Okay, so yesterday we had a bit of a scare in that I actually thought my head gasket was blown for the engine, because at some point I tried starting the car and it wouldn't start, and I started smelling what I thought was burnt coolant or water. For my South African audiences who don't actually use coolant in their cars. So normally when you smell that, it's a telltale sign that something has gone wrong with the engine and that the engine has overheated specifically. But after some inspection, I found that the lower radiator hose seems to have a hole in it. So I'm going to try and repair that today. So at some point I had the radiator cap open while I was trying to diagnose the issue, and water was like bubbling out quite violently. I didn't see a mixture of oil and water which would come out as like a milkshakey sort of substance or consistency to suggest that oil and water are now mixing. I didn't see that, but it was pushing out violently, suggesting that there either could be an air bubble in the system itself, or that the gasket has ruptured, or like warped enough for it to rupture. So yeah, that's what I'm busy trying to diagnose right now with some of my friends from the Subaru community. So this is the old clamp we were using for it. I'm gonna try and replace it with this one so that we can secure it in place a lot easier without having to hold it down with long nose pliers. So I'm just gonna put that on there right now. Then I'm gonna try and fit that hose in such a way that it goes in further in past the hole. Okay, so this is the pipe in question. The hole, I can feel it right now as I speak. It's just above what you're seeing here. This is a new clamp that I put on in the hopes that it would be better than the one that was on there before, but let me just try and get the pipe off so I can give you guys a better idea. And there's the hole that the water was initially leaking from. And there is the coolant draining from the radiator. Okay, so there's the pipe, and there's the tear in the pipe. So I basically need like a very small section that will go from this connection point here. If you can see it, it also is kind of like clamped down, basically from here to here, that small section. So this is some leftover intercooler piping that I'm gonna try and use and splice as a replacement joining piece for that lower radiator hose that seems to be damaged. Wish me luck. Okay, they seem to be similarly sized in terms of circumference, so that's good. Okay, so here's the troublesome water pipe that was giving us coolant leaking issues and heater exchange issues. So this pipe basically connected to, I think, based on my conversations with Doug, is the heater exchange, between the heater exchange and the radiator. The heater exchange, for some weird reason, is located just above the oil filter. I'll never understand that, but yeah, it definitely is where the water was leaking from though. So I finally got this off with the help of my handy dandy trusty long nose plier. And now we're gonna try and splice this into this. Whew. Okay, so I finally managed to alter this pipe enough that it resembles the old one, and now we're gonna try and replace. Okay guys, that is a successful repair of the heater exchange pipe, as I've now found out that it's called. I've already tested it off camera, unfortunately, to see if it's gonna hold water. Let me just show you guys the results. So this is the radiator, full of water, as you can now see. Sorry, let me just get some focus on that. There's the radiator full of water, and the expansion tank also full of water, as well as this expansion tank also still at the right level of coolant. I don't know if you guys can see that, angle's a bit difficult, but yeah, we seem to have won. But I'm gonna do my research before I start the car, because we do still need to bleed this cooling system. Okay, so we're just running the coolant bleeding now. Everything seems to be okay. There doesn't seem to be any air bubbles. there's only some drippage there because the radiator cap was open when I started the car, but the water level seems to be holding and it doesn't seem to be spitting it out like it was yesterday. So it looks like we're winning. Coolant temp is perfect. Okay, it has been several minutes and I'm pretty satisfied with what I'm seeing. There doesn't seem to be any milkshakey type residue within the water, which normally would suggest a head gasket failure, because now oil and petrol are also mixing with the water because the head gaskets are no longer blocking that. So that doesn't seem to be the case here. So that is an absolute victory. And there still seems to be a little bit of air trapped in the system, judging from the air bubbles that we're still seeing, but it's not an aggressive amount, thankfully. Even when we blip the accelerator, the reaction is very minimal. Let me try and keep the camera on the thing. Yep, very little reaction. We've done a good job. And the fan has finally turned on, which is a very good sign. I was beginning to worry. You probably can't see anything from there because it looks a bit shadowy down there, but it's definitely on. It's blowing cold. So that's the first heat cycle that we're going through. Alright boys and girls, that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a bit of an impromptu how to bleed your coolant system. We're still in the middle of doing that right now. I just came back from a test drive and everything does seem to be a-okay. So we're just basically letting it go through its last heat cycle and letting it cool properly before we switch it off, because the fan is still running at the moment. But if you guys did enjoy that, please click on the thumbs up icon and leave us a like. And if you'd like to see more from Project Zangetsu, please go ahead and click subscribe and be sure to hit that bell icon so you are notified each and every time I drop new content on this here channel. As usual people, take care of each other, stay awesome, and keep the dream alive. Peace. You are making noise while I'm talking. That's also why you are fired. You see? You don't know how to be on a movie set, no?
I don't
I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff, everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once.